Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Evolve Point, or should I say Super Evolve Point, now that Worlds Beyond is out. It's your Shadowverse Podcast. We talk about all the news and our thoughts on it. I'm, as always, your host, Ignideus, content creator, caster for 9+ years-ish on Shadowverse. With me, as always, is my co-host, Lord Kalen.
Me, moderator of the subreddit and Discord for over 7 years now.
Yeah, and of course, as well, co-host SuchPettanko, fellow streamer. Hello there.
I am once again feeling a burp coming, but it's not coming out. Hello, hi.
It's great.
Burp
Good
tonko.
start. First of all, I want to get ahead of it. Yeah, we didn't record an episode last week because I was at my cousin's wedding, okay? She had the gall, the audacity to get married during Worlds Beyond release week, and frankly, I don't know if our familial relationships will ever recover, but...
Yeah, that's messed up.
Yeah, so we're recording this
foresight.
a week plus later after the game launch, and we got a lot to talk about, of course, our experiences with the game. We're also talking about the news. We got still classic news. We got the 9th Anniversary Cup and then the July and September formats. And then, of course, Worlds Beyond news. It was the #1 top seller on Steam and the App Store. We got a 1 million download chest event. We got free legendary packs and some SVO news, which is the competitive circuit as well. And then the main topic is just we're going to be talking about our experience with the game so far, the controversies around the game, and then, of course, the viewer questions at the end. Are you ready to jump into it?
Yup.
I still
right.
burp.
Okay.
Oh my god.
It's not
Someone give
happening.
this boy burpees.
And so I'll just say, by the way, whenever we do an episode, I have like a Google Doc that I prepare painstakingly every single time. And somebody has vandalized my Google Doc and replaced the introduction part with talk about Blue Archive update and new student outfits. And I wonder who it could be.
The Steam client got delayed, but JP's getting the Hyaka Rovian swimsuit event soon.
Oh
They have
my
that now.
lord. Oh my lord.
The
Okay.
Steam release got delayed so Valve could review the game's contents and make sure it would be okay for Steam. I always
Also-
thought the game content was fine and it was
Also-
the community that was a problem.
Yes. Also, Uma Musume is out today. That's another thing, just so you know. Okay.
And it released, Uma Musume released at 97% positive on Steam.
Of course it did.
Like
Let's
some
jump.
games.
Let's jump, unlike some games. Let's jump into the first bit of news, shall we? It's the classic news. We're starting up top with the news that nobody cares about anymore because the new game's out. But yeah, the 9th Anniversary Cup is out. Happy birthday, Shadowverse. You're 9 years old now. You're old enough to drink. No, you're not. I don't know why I said that. The 9th Anniversary Cup, you get Lucille rewards, and it's using the 7th? No, the sixth anniversary Take-Two All-Stars format, which is the one with what is it? What format
It's
is
got
this?
nerf tolerance.
It's got nerfed tolerance. It's got Amata's reverse blader for forest. It has this is some old. Even the the website for Shadowverse Classic is loading clunky. What happened? This is like going back to a ghost town after like going back to your hometown, only to find it
so rough.
abandoned.
I'm pretty sure I'm one of the only people still playing Shadowverse Classic right now. Just because of Award's Lucille, and that's it.
I can't bring myself to do it, and not helped by the fact when you link your Shadowverse Classic account to your Worlds Beyond account, a lot less transfers than we thought. You don't even get sleeves for the leaders you had.
Yeah, there's like
Just get like the posters and emblem, I think.
I thought they really like. I thought that's like what they said they were gonna give us. Like,
yeah.
I thought it was sleeves. I thought sleeves was included the whole time.
Sag, yeah. Well, you know, it's like what's interesting is that the things that do transfer are like major achievements you've accomplished, like if you've won a tournament or whatever. So I saw screenshots of people on the ladder who are like new to the game facing like SKO champion and stuff, and they were like,
Yeah.
okay. All right. Do we have anything else to say about the 9th Anniversary Cup, or
I'm
it
not going to
sucks.
play it. There's not.
It's very
okay.
boring.
it's
There's,
boring?
like-
What?
Not
There's
like not even because it's Shadowverse Classic. It's just a very boring version of Take-Two All Stars. It pretty much it's one of those formats where you just play Portal, and there's nothing really interesting you can do with most of the classes.
You know it's bad when
Although-
it's a Portal format and Taco says it's still bad.
Although I was playing Haven, and I did do the one drop Cocatus Amulet.
Nice.
The one that randomly makes either Cocatus or Satan. And I played that and I completely forgot that it also makes the guy like one drop. So I lost the game because I was waiting till turn 9 to do it, to summon it.
Oh my.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh yeah, I'm also not playing that.
I'm not going to go back because I could get a couple of more leaders and it would just be emblems and posters. And spoiler for later, but your Shadowverse room is a lot less relevant than anyone hoped.
Yeah. I mean, it's good for introducing new players to the game and teaching them one-on-one, as I found out yesterday. But other than that, not really.
Did you oh, yeah, nice. That would work, yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, it's pretty lame. Although I will say, just to clarify on that as well, I believe if you do link your Shadowverse Classic account, when you go back to Shadowverse Classic and get more stuff, it does update on the new game. It's not a one-time link. It's like a continuous thing.
That means I can still shoot for 10k Portalcraft wins on Classic. Let's go.
Basically, I said this in our chat, but one of the things I was afraid of the most that I'd mess up my linking between Evolve and Worlds Beyond and Classic.
Right.
Turns out it's actually pretty easy when you can find the settings.
Yeah, I'm glad they made it like pretty painless, but they also did bury it under 3 different options menus nested within each other for some reason. So
and also the whole debacle of the moment Shadowverse Worlds Beyond launched, which was about 15 minutes early, about an hour later, Classic went down for a few hours.
Yep, that was pretty funny, and people were really panicking. But everyone, be patient. It's a virtue, and it worked out all right in the end. All right, next Classic news. It is the July to September formats announced. Will anybody be playing these? Who knows? July, though, is a very boomer format. Alter Sphere. Holy moly.
That's my format. That's the format. Special Place My Heart. That's when I started making content, was doing Alter Sphere.
That's amazing.
Alter Sphere
not a good format.
Having all those
I don't think it's a good format.
Shift classes.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. And that's the throwback rotation, of course. And then the challenge format is a Tacticians Cup Volume 4, Take 2 Tactics. What the hell is that? I do not remember.
I do need to play the September special format Grand Prix because that one has Orcus sleeves in it.
All right, okay.
I gotta keep collecting.
Let me just read it out here. Okay, so it's July, Alter Sphere, and Take 2 Tactics, Tacticians Cup Volume 4, which is the one with Vladica, Verdant Claw, and the one with Combo, Loot, Spell Boost, Discard, Condemned, Last Words, Evolve, Ward, and Token. What the hell? Okay.
It's my bad Take 2 Tactics.
And then in August, it's Dawn of Calamity, with a regular Take 2, Calamity to Godworm Take 2 format. And then in September, it's Verdant Conflict with Winter Cup 2020 rules for the challenge version. What the hell is Winter Cup 2020? I googled Winter Cup 2020 and I got the actual Winter Cup 2020, as in like the gymnastics competition and not the Shadowverse Cup. Wait, let me look this up. Dude, I'm trying to look up Winter Cup 2020 and it just straight up doesn't say. Hold up, I found it. Oh my god, that's old. Okay. It's got Legendary Skeleton, Gremory, Lady Grey, Deathweaver. For Portal, it has Sinto. It has Acceleradium. Okay, it might be a Portal format. Well, yeah, that's old. God damn.
2020 was 27 years ago. Can you believe it?
That's crazy, man. And do we have you said you get, like, what was this rewards for these? I don't even see it on the website.
So, it's on the Twitter. So...
Impossible to find.
Oh wait. Oh, they posted the wrong. They posted the wrong rewards on the English site and just on the English.
Done that a few times. Yeah.
Bro.
I never got around to fixing it.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my god! When the next throwback season starts, you get 5 free packs in Classic.
So like Alter Sphere format was like Cocatus and Latham. I know that it was like it's a very mid-range format. Kinda it's okay. It's alright. I don't remember what was in Dawn on the Calamity. I don't remember what was good that format. But Verdant Conflict though,
I don't remember that being a good one.
Oh, there you go.
Nobody likes Verdant Conflict except for Chris Diffenfight. That's his format.
So true.
Verdant Conflict had Bad Valdane, right? The 6-play point one?
No, Verdant Conflict is the first one. It's the good Valdane.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right. All right, next up, also in Classic, I just saw this literally just now. There's a new Battle Pass leader. Lilium is now available as a leader in the Battle Pass, and she summons the guys on the Evolve animation. How do you feel about that?
People are confused that they're still doing Battle Pass for Shadowverse Classic, but like we already knew that they were going to do it. They said that they would keep doing Battle Pass.
They've got
even
years more story characters they can pull from.
Dude, there's like 10 million story characters they can use, right? Like, so, you know,
yeah,
just
even
keep
just
going.
ones that have leader animations already from the story mode, especially the stuff with Elena's story. One of the last chapters, there's like 5 characters that have full animations ready to go there.
I think they'll only stop when the actual cost of running the server is higher than the amount of money they're making from people playing the game, which, you know, who knows when that'll happen, but there you go.
Like people say like who would be stupid enough to still spend money on the dead old Shadowverse? Me. It depends. If
That's right.
You're so smart.
Speaking of spending money on the dead old Shadowverse, we also got a new leader card in 3 bundle announced.
Yeah.
Where the purchase bonus is Summer Kerberos. So there you go. You interested in that?
Tempting. I mean, obviously, worth it, but still slightly tempting.
Well, there you go.
Something I want to bring up about Shadowverse Classic is it was fairly consistent over the few years it had of going up and down between 10 and 20,000 players on Steam for its lifetime, I'd say.
Yep.
The moment we hit the throwback rotation cycle, it dropped off a cliff. It went down to like 3,000 or 4,000 a month and would only spike during Christmas and anniversaries. Worlds Beyond launch absolutely spiked the numbers again, just so people could link their accounts. But Classic is now down to only 400 people in game on Steam right now. Contrasting that with Worlds Beyond launched at 109,000 peak players on Steam.
That's a great segue into the next topic here. Let's move away from the Classic news and straight into Worlds Beyond here. Worlds Beyond, obviously, big news, launched, and it was the #1 top seller on Steam and the App Store. And like Kalen said, over 100,000 concurrent players on Steam alone. And that's not even counting mobile phone, which is what Japan plays on. So,
less than 24 hours to hit 1 million downloads, right?
Yeah,
I think so.
I believe
1 million
so.
players, not downloads.
Which is insane because, like, I don't know about you, but I feel like the marketing was kind of non-existent. Where the hell did all these people come from? Like,
I never once got any mobile game ads for it. I got plenty for like Nikkei recently, lots of those, but never any Shadowverse, which is just really weird because like my advertising algorithm should know I like Shadowverse. Maybe they know not to advertise something I already like, but
maybe, but I don't know. It's so
no
odd.
Ads
like,
for it.
Where the hell did all these people come from? That's what I'm asking.
I mean, obviously it's mostly JP players, but I don't even know if the advertising was that crazy for JP. Like, there wasn't that much of a huge push, like crazy billboards for Shadowverse or anything like that.
Well, I mean,
like train station ads or whatever.
Yeah, but like even outside of JP, like I went from like 100, 200 concurrents Shadowverse 1 max.
Dude, the numbers have been crazy.
I've been
hitting a consistent 100 for the first time in my life.
I'm getting 1,000 concurrents on every stream. I'm like shocked. And obviously I'm super thankful. I'm super grateful everybody who shows up, but like I'm like actually like kind of shook. Like, how did this happen? Well, my audience blew up 10x randomly, and I'm like, all right, it's time.
Another metric that we can measure is the Twitch viewership stats for Shadowverse Classic. That peaked at about 31k back at launch. There's 31k watching SV Worlds Beyond right now on Twitch, but peaked at 72,000 on Twitch. And that was mostly JP, sure. But that's a lot of people. And there's obviously trickle down viewership. I've been seeing people that used to get 10 viewers at 300 this week.
Yeah, man. And you know, that's with JP, they also stream it on OpenRec, YouTube, Abima, and all that. So it's even more than we're even seeing.
Not
so
just Twitch and Steam. It's a lot of different platforms.
Well, I'm just thinking, like, does this mean that they'll be like, well, we don't need to pay Ludwig to play our game. We got a bajillion players anyway by doing nothing. It's like, maybe that's the takeaway.
I mean, I've been saying for a while I wouldn't want them paying people like Ludwig. I'd want them paying people that are actually going to have the audience that would play an anime card game, like VTubers. And I did notice on day one, one of the Hollow Stars EN boys was playing for a couple hours.
That's
he
right.
Pretty experienced with Shadowverse as well.
Axel was playing it, yep.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing, which was nice to see. And some of the Phase Connect girls were talking about it on Twitter, like Tenma.
That's awesome.
We're talking about Worlds Beyond.
Good stuff.
It was wild.
I'll tell you right now, I feel like the whole, like, what's the phrase that I'm looking for? The cat's out of the bag on this, because with City of Wolves, like the Fatal Fury fighting game, they had like Cristiano Ronaldo promoting that game, and nobody cared, and nobody plays it. So it's like, yeah, you have to actually have, organic reach, it turns out, for your game to be successful.
Unfortunately, some of the organic reach has not been favorable.
Well, we'll talk about that in a second as well. Speaking of the game being successful, 1 million downloads event, like Kalen said, because we reached 1 million downloads, we got a chest event happening right now in the game, and this one is a pretty controversial one. We can talk about it right now. It's a similar chest event to how it was in Shadowverse 1. You just play games on ranked, and if you win, you open a chest, and the chest has a random chance to spawn. 5 chests a day. And new in this event compared to the last one in Shadowverse Classic is that it does reward you with missions that progress your battle pass. Also changed, though, unfortunately, the rewards are significantly worse. Kalen, tell me about this.
So from what I've gotten 100 vials. I saw different fight get 50 vials. So I think the bottom out is 50 or 100 or 150 vials. And the worst amount of rupees you can get is 20% of a pack. In Shadowverse Classic, the worst you would get in a day is, if you're not getting cards, it would be theoretically 4 sets of 30% of a pack and then 70% of a pack. We don't have gold chests anymore, so the rewards are worse in every day. And obviously, you can get simply worse rewards via just getting vials instead of gold cards. And the pack value difference is a simple downgrade between Classic and Worlds Beyond. But with the caveats, you do get more Battle Pass EXP. That only rewards people that haven't been playing the entire month already, which, fine, people might not have gotten in the first day. They might have gotten in week 2, week 3. Sure, that's good for them. They'll get to finish this first Battle Pass. And also, chests are just easier to get now. A lot of people are complaining.
They spawn so fast.
You get a chance at the chest showing up from losing. I am getting my chests in 5 to 7 wins. All 5 chests in 5 to 7 wins now.
I agree. Like I literally finished
20 wins.
Yes.
And not get all of them.
I literally finished my chest event like in the first hour of my day. Like it's crazy.
I was so confused yesterday because I swear I got all 5 chests in 5 wins. It was so confusing.
So it's pros and cons. I will say definitely more cons than pros with this one. Like the rewards are significantly worse. I will say for me,
if we're looking at 8 years of Shadowverse Worlds Beyond, over the period of those 8 years, if we get as many chess events as we did in Classic, this represents every single player getting hundreds of packs less.
Yeah.
True. I recorded I have a ledger that is probably thousands of lines long, and it's just every time I won in a Grand Prix or every time I got a chest from a chest event and a bunch of other things like what I use Sears Globes on. So I have a record of every chest event reward I got since the second chest event. And in all of them, I just did the math on some of them. It comes out to me getting about 15 packs worth of gold and at least a legendary worth of vials from just the vials from destroying things almost every chest event, because you get card packs that result in a bunch of vials and the golds add up over time. But in this modern chest event, I've gotten in 2 days, I think only 2 packs and less than 800 vials.
Yeah, it's definitely worse.
The elephant in the room is that pretty much all the rewards for everything in Worlds Beyond is notably worse compared to Shadowverse Classic.
That's why, like, I'll just say this up top before anybody gets the wrong idea about where we stand on this. I think it's Evolve Point's official opinion that the monetization is definitely worse than the first game, and the outrage is somewhat justified. But I think it's also our opinion that it's a little overblown because it's still like comparable to other digital card games out on the market. Would you say that
it's bad. It's not that bad. It's not second worst game on Steam bad.
Yeah, what's getting people is they have a frame of reference. If they were just going blind to this, it'd be a lot easier to swallow. But when you look at the vile difference between a silver and classic and Worlds Beyond, it hurts a lot to see.
I agree. I actually covered that in my video even. And I'm still getting people calling me a paid shill on one side and people calling me a Doom poster on the other side. I'm like, I can't win.
Yeah.
But I will say, regarding that, I feel like we might be in the weeds because when I had a stream with Raren the other day, Hearthstone YouTuber, he was playing the game and he was like, this is insane, you get so much free stuff, I don't understand why people are negatively reviewing the game. So I wonder if I think it's literally, like you said, a frame of reference thing, because it doesn't live up to the expectations set by the first game. It just feels worse when something is taken away. But if you don't have that experience, the game is perfectly fine. That's that's not even what I'm saying, that's what the people who I've taught coming from other games are saying, you know what I mean?
The optics of the game's economy, like how it looks, is significantly worse than how it actually is. But the thing about Worlds Beyond though is that there's a lot of like small issues that shouldn't be that big of a deal, but because there's so many different issues together, it just brings down the whole experience overall.
Yeah, I do agree.
Something something I've noticed from the perspective of people that have never played Classic and are coming into Worlds Beyond is a change I actually don't like. I think they're right on and probably shouldn't have stuck around, and that is daily missions resetting 21 hours after you do them. Kind of sucks, actually.
Yeah,
I think it probably would be better if they just went with daily reset, because you can get put in a situation where you're asked to get 5 ranked wins, and that takes more than 3 hours, maybe, if you're unlucky, and you end up losing out on your dailies the next day.
Or, you know,
have a limited time window.
Yeah, or like people also, with like jobs and stuff. I'm going
to mention this right now as well. Daily quests, they are so much worse than in Classic. With the caveat, you get some vials. It's not enough vials to make a difference, but previously, a win 5 ranked games mission would give you like 60% of a pack, right? I'm pretty sure it only gives like 50 or 40% of a pack now to do that. Yeah. Win 5 ranked games is 200 rupees, so it would be 40% of a pack. The daily quests themselves, all across the board, got nerfed in exchange for vials being added to them. And also, I'm not sure if this is really important, but the free pack, well, not free pack, but the win 6 and win 7 missions to get a pack are gone too. So, yeah, daily quests are, I would say, as a whole, not in a good state.
Yeah, like I was going to say earlier, like it does feel a little bit like death by 1,000 cuts, where like all these changes are adding up to make it feel worse for people who had that frame of reference in Classic. But once again, like maybe that's just us because we've played Classic so long. Everybody I've talked to who came from other games are saying that it's great. So it's really quite a baffling situation that the developers are in, I feel
Something I'm going to say, because there are people listening, in these early days of Shadowverse Worlds Beyond, you're going to need every rupee you can get. And if that's an extra 30 from your daily quest, you should probably go for it. So replace your lowest rewarding daily quest for something better.
Yes,
bigger.
always re-roll a daily quest that only has 70 rupees. I would always... I made a tips and tricks video and I didn't include that as a tip. I'm probably gonna make a second tips and tricks video and include that. I'll need your help to compile some more of them to make into a video. But yeah, there you go. All right. Well, actually, that was supposed to be our main topic, but we just, I feel like we were all like anxious to talk about it, so we just burst out of us. So that's all right. We've covered the monetization. We'll just talk about the actual gameplay part in our main topic then.
One more thing on monetization. I just got to mention.
Go for it.
Crystals due to the fact there is no 7,500 bundle for 80 USD, are more expensive and buy less when it comes to leaders. If the leader price for future leaders is also 1,000 crystals per leader, I think that's pretty messed up, and that's actually just going to result in people buying less leaders than if they were a more reasonable, more comfortable price of 500 crystals.
It's like for sure the leaders thing is like ridiculously priced. I only bought it as like a joke because chat told me to. But like if I was not making content on this game, I would never buy those cosmetics. Like not in a million years.
In the long run, one leader is going to cost you 2 battle passes.
Yeah, exactly. But that being said,
like
go ahead,
I
Tonko.
bought Smooth Ewan because, you know, I'm Portalcraft guy. I gotta buy the Portalcraft stuff, but I can't see myself just impulse buying other leaders for other classes at this point because 1,000 crystals is just so much in this game.
It's so expensive. It's like, and listen, they're cosmetics. I get it. Doesn't really matter. But like, don't you think that because they're so expensive, this is going to result in less people buying it? I don't know. There's gotta be.
Let's look at the big collabs we had, like the Fate, Havensfield, and Code Geass collabs. I bought every leader from those sets because it was a reasonable price. Every leader was pretty much 500 crystals, except the Rage of Bahamut ones, which were only 500 gold at launch. And you can compare those to the Shadowverse Classic leaders.
Unfortunately, I think this is just the way the worm turns, because like games like Valorant and League of Legends have like normalized like $100 microtransactions.
Yeah,
like,
Valorant's messed up.
Yeah, exactly.
But, if we get like a Code Geass collab now, it comes with 7 leaders. I don't know if I can justify spending over 5,000 crystals on that.
I would
probably
never.
only buy the dragon.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm gonna spend less.
Okay, I agree. Let's move on. We're gonna get consumed.
Right.
But I do agree with you.
The whole situation, anyway.
Yeah, for sure. That was so funny that was supposed to be our main topic, but we were all so like what, not anxious, I guess, but like eager to talk about it. And ended up busting out.
We had a lot to talk about.
Mid-news segment. All right, next up, we got free legendary packs to commemorate the first lobby tournament. You log in the game. If you guys didn't know, in Shadowverse Park, every weekend they're doing a tournament that emulates a local game tournament, like at your local store, which I think is super cool. I think it's kind of messed up that it's not different time zones for different people. It's
Dude, I was so pissed off. I was looking forward to the little lobby tournaments. The idea is so cute. But like, it starts at 1 a.m. for me.
Yeah,
I thought there was gonna. I just assumed there was gonna be multiple different tournaments to accommodate for different time zones.
It's a digital game. What's the point of like limiting yourself to this system where it's like you can only do it if you're up at 1 a.m. It doesn't make any damn sense. I thought, like you, Tonko, that it would have different events for different time zones. But no,
it's just the lobby system. There's like 4 supported languages, and they are the lobbies 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000. I mean, maybe they could have done different time zones for each one of those sets of lobbies that are majority in particular languages.
I don't know, man. It just feels like such an odd thing. But anyway, yeah. So if you guys didn't know, there are lobby tournaments where you can go to Shadowverse Park and play at a little locals. And to commemorate the first event, they're giving away free legendary packs. You just log in, you get 3 legendary packs, I believe, and yeah, you hopefully get Olivia or something out of them, because that's a good one. Good luck.
Yeah, Olivia's pretty good neutral. I'm saving
don't get
my
Amatars.
3 packs.
Oh yeah, you can save them too.
I got 2 normal Amatars and a foil already. Not happy about that.
Absolute cringo. And then last but not least, regarding the news, is that Shadowverse Open details have been revealed. So if you guys didn't know, Shadowverse Open is the tournament circuit for the Americas, as well as Southeast Asia, Oceania. So, you know, for most of the world, they're going to be competing through Shadowverse Open. And they already revealed the details. This is really important to me because I'm hopefully casting Shadowverse Open and going to be a part of the circuit. So first of all, there's the SVO kickoff, which is happening on 26-27 July. Now the person who wins that will get a spot at Shadowverse World Grand Prix. So it's kind of like a launch celebration tournament. It's got a $5,000 prize pool in game prizes, and then a qualifying spot for the World Grand Prix. The qualifier series is 4 qualifiers with a total of 20,000 USD prize pool. And then I believe the best 2 players of each get to go to the grand finals. And then the grand finals, the 2 winners for the World Grand Prix slots and $10,000 prize pool just for the grand finals. And then there's also an LCQ, which is the last chance qualifier in November, where it's, you get to just fight for the last slot for people who like came in late or I guess just want that final shot. So there you go. There is a pretty... Okay, so I have a lot of thoughts on this, so let me just organize myself a little bit. It is great. It's happening right now, and it's free to enter still, which is amazing. That being said, I think the format is kind of whack with the best of 1 2 decks format. You don't even ban your opponent's other deck. You choose which one you pick, and that is only a thing in Swiss. Once you get to playoffs and finals for each of the events, it becomes best of 3 no bans. So 2 deck conquest, which is the standard Japanese format back in Classic. But the fact that the prelims are played in best of 1 2 decks means that the vast majority of games will still be down to that format, which I think introduces a lot of variance into the game, because best of 1 is, obviously, if you just like don't draw the cards you need, you just lose. If that makes it so you don't end up in finals. I think there's going to be a lot of good players who end up getting unlucky and not being able to qualify, which sucks. And I also think that the 2 deck format is dumb because it will pollute the data. You can just queue up 1 good deck and 1 meme deck, and then never queue the meme deck. And then if you do well in the tournament, then you post up your result, and suddenly freaking Earthright Rune with no support is being listed as a tournament winning deck, even though it didn't do anything. I think it's silly. So I made a whole video about that, like this controversial tournament format. But yeah, that's all I got to say about it. What do you guys think about this
you
news?
get to one trick your craft you like and then just ignore anything else. I think that's...
No, you can't even do that, because if you finish that in Swiss, in playoffs, it's 2 deck 0 ban anyway. So... You get to one trick for, the first part of the tournament, but then you have to move on to 2 deck 0 ban anyway.
If you're a Pettanko and you're really confident with Portal, you only play Portal in the Swiss. You don't have to play anything else. And then once you get to the next round, maybe you're not so good with the Rune deck and you weren't practicing against the competitors with it and just get blown out.
That's true.
It is going to be a bit...
There's a bit of a filter there,
Yeah.
I just think it's silly. If they were gonna do best of 1, it should have just been 1 deck. I don't know why they did best of 1 2 decks. That makes no sense. Whatever.
The previous style of having 3 deck 1 ban was really interesting to watch. Like, I don't play competitive, obviously, but I still like tuning into SVOs, because sometimes that 3rd deck will be a really cheeky rogue deck that like nobody knows or respects. So either they ban it because they don't know enough about that matchup, or they just let it go because it's not a meta deck and just get swept by the rogue deck. It's what happened with Calby playing chess. Like, nobody respected chess while he was in like the first half of the tournament. And then in the finals, like everybody was, a lot of people were banning chess because they understood how scary it actually was. Like, now you have less room to play creative or rogue decks. You just have to play the one consistent deck because it's best of 1. You're gonna get blown out if you try to steer away from the common path and try to play something a little bit different. It's way more risky now.
I agree with you that
Rune got to be my favorite Rune.
I agree with you that 3 deck 1 ban is very interesting, and it's my preferred format. But I do understand why they'd want to standardize with the Japanese system of 2 deck 0 ban, just because then you're prepared for the Japanese format when you go to World Grand Prix. It makes sense. But the 2 decks best of 1 thing just is completely nonsensical to me. But whatever. I don't know. All right. Also, they also said that SVO announcements will now be on the main X account rather than its own like quarantined SVO account that nobody checks. So we're actually getting tournament news on the main account. So hopefully more people join. That'd be nice. That's all I gotta say.
Only on main.
Yeah, hell yeah. Next up, it's the main topic of the day. We already talked about the monetization. So I'll just say this right here for people who are tuning in just for the main topic. If you want to hear us talk about the monetization, click the timestamp for the 1 million download chest event, because we randomly started talking about the monetization there. Anyway, besides the monetization, let's talk about our Worlds Beyond launch experience. How has it been for you guys? Like, have you been playing?
I'm gonna say it. I love Shadowverse Park. Yep. That's been dude. When Shadowverse Park was first announced, I was like, is this some feature creep just to pad the game for no reason, or say the word metaverse so that you can appeal to boomer investors? But no, Shadowverse Park is actually peak and makes the game actually feel like a multiplayer game, because I feel like this is a problem in a lot of other digital card games where all you can do is queue ladder, and it ends up being a very isolating experience. Might as well be a single player game. Yeah, and especially when your opponents decide to be anonymous and have no personality. It can feel like you're just fighting bots. But if you're running around the park and queue up against someone, you can feel it. You feel like there's another person on the other end of that. You don't even need to be talking to them.
Once again, like yesterday, I had a stream with Rarin, and he was like so enamored by Shadowverse Park. He ended up making like a weird bald guy as his avatar, and he would go up to women in park and try to be like, "Hey, what's up? How you doing?" And then I'd just be watching him trying to rinse people up, and they would run away from him, and I just like laugh my ass off, and it was like so funny. So yeah, Shadowverse Park is epic, man. I couldn't help
myself. I spent 500 crystals on like a running emote and the light stick emote, and I've been just doing the light stick emote in places, and people come up and clap. They just walk up to me and clap.
It's like so peak. I thought Shadowverse Park would be poo poo doo doo, but it's actually like one of the best parts of the game. I love it so much.
I especially, one thing I especially like is the showdown matches where there's like a table at the front with the big screen, and you can watch people play on the big screen.
Yes, the knockout matches.
And people will just go up and watch them randomly.
Yeah,
it's fun to watch.
During Igni's 24-hour stream, I was there. Like, we were playing on the knockout tables, and I was stuck there for like 5 matches because I was on a win streak, and I was like, I can't leave now. I'm in too deep. I can't leave now until I lose.
So the knockout matches are so interesting because the way they work is that you just stay on until you lose, and then the next guy becomes the reigning champion, and he stays on until he loses. So it's like, it's so fun, and there's literally no reward for doing it. It's just a community feature, but it's fucking peak.
That not exactly. They count towards your battle pass.
True. But still, there's essentially no reward for doing them, but it's just fun. I don't know. It's cool.
So the mini games they cut from Park were the Dragalia Lost like questing system, fishing, and Mahjong were the big ones, right?
Yep.
Were they only going to be in the guild hall?
I have no clue. I guess I will never know.
Have to be right. Yeah.
Guild Mahjong would have gone so hard, dude.
Well, you see,
like Mahjong.
I wonder if Shadowverse Park was planned to be like a little bigger, because if you're in the lobby, like you can see like the other islands on the distance and stuff, and I'm like, what the hell?
So they might not look it, but the loading screens in and out of Park tell you those other islands are transplanted theme park like areas from the story mode worlds. There's a Rivale one and an Asuna one.
I'm aware, but like it's cool, but like was it originally like we were meant to be able to go there? Like, I don't know. I feel like Park is simultaneously one of the best new features, but also the one where I'm like, I feel like a lot of content was cut from this. Like,
it reminds me so much of some of the Spyro the Dragon and Crash Bandicoot games, with the way the worlds are out there and you want to go out and touch them.
You know what else is like telling me that stuff was cut from the game? That freaking parkour puzzle up to the Tree of Life that does nothing.
Nothing up there. And there's like underneath the battle space, there's a door that leads nowhere.
Yeah, it's just like, it's definitely stuff was cut. Anyway,
I hope that they develop Park further to. I mean, they don't necessarily have to add in the cut mini games like Mahjong. I'd like them to, but I hope that they still grow Park and add in more areas eventually.
They definitely need to grow it out and not abandon it. And PSA for anyone that doesn't want to go to Park, go to Park. You get so many rewards.
Yep.
The just kind of go hard. Yeah,
I think they
People are
lied. I think
re-rolling
at
their
some point
account.
they said park wouldn't be mandatory. It's
Park
pretty
is
important.
Park is mandatory. You have to play Park, and
Dude, the
it
Park
really
test-
doesn't ask much of you. You have to play like 5 games in Park and then 1 game
You
a day
don't
after that.
even need to like they don't even need to be friendlies. You can queue for ranked from park.
Yeah, it's really, they don't ask much. They just ask that you go to Park, and they give you like 10 bajillion free things for doing so. So
Dude,
yeah, just
Park
do it.
just goes so hard that there are people re-rolling their account to get the
Yeah.
miracle god chest with 100 packs.
Yeah.
I
Re-roll
don't
so you
know
get
what
100
the
packs.
APM on a reroll for that park chest is, but I saw people saying it takes like 50 hours to get the 100 pack tickets. I would rather that not be like rerolling. I'm fine with it existing. I just don't think it should ever be necessary, and I feel like they might have made it a bit. The chase of getting 100 pack tickets kind of makes rerolling
Well,
so good that
it depends
makes
how-
people feel they missed out.
It depends
And I
on
don't
like
like that.
your appetite for that kind of thing, because like I don't think it's actually necessary. I think you can spend that 50 hours just playing, to be fair, but
Yeah.
but if you have the kind of personality that lets you mindlessly grind a task for no foreseeable reward in the near to long term immediate, you can do it. So but for me, I would freaking never. So more
I don't
power to
think
the
Oh
If I
yeah, I
may
got
go
one
on
of
my
my
own-
armadas from a chest. That's
If
it,
I may
though.
go on my own tangent about re-rolling, when I first started Worlds Beyond, I was like, oh, I can try re-rolling because I pulled Alibert for my first legendary pack. I pulled too many sword legendaries, so it's like, I can try re-rolling once. But I was on Steam. You can't necessarily re-roll on Steam.
No, you can't.
Because it does get bound to your Steam account. So I was like, how do I get a new account? Delete my account? I clicked the delete account button, and I was like, oh, we have to approve your account deletion. You'll hear us back, and your account gets deleted in like 30 days. What? Okay, cancel. I cancel the account deletion, but I imagine that there's a small, tiny possibility that the game might glitch. They might mess up. And in the next 20 days, my account could get deleted after
I'm gonna
all, 'cause something
say
went wrong with the deletion account request.
They
so
they
there's a small
warn you
chance.
about a 30-day window because they might have had a high load, and like they could expect to take that long. And sure, a lot of people were requesting to delete their accounts on day 1, but by now they would have gotten to the backlog and
Also-
deleted your account if they were gonna.
Also, yeah. First of all, you cancel it, so I think you're okay. And second of all, you've made a purchase, right? So,
Yeah.
if you have the receipt
I've
for
been
it,
settled.
you can always just show it to customer service, and you'll probably get it back, even if it's deleted. So, like, I wouldn't worry
I
too
just
much.
think. I just think. it's
Don't quote
funny
me on that, by
it's
the way.
a-
Any viewers, don't quote me on that. But it is likely that if you have a receipt and like an actual purchase, right, Caleb, that you'll be able to get it back. I feel like, yeah.
Just don't try and delete your account, I would say.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, don't delete your account unless if you like really, really mean it. I just think that the small possibility, no matter how tiny, minuscule it is there, which is really funny to me.
It's gonna live in the back of your head forever. You're like,
Yeah.
what if I wake up the next day and my account's gone?
I mean, I had that thought for years with Shadowverse Classic from when I had really bad internet. The idea that one day I could just wake up banned because I got disconnected from a game scared the hell out of me.
Yeah. I don't think anybody's ever been punished for that, but there you go.
Yeah, not that I can actually remember.
All right. What else regarding the launch of the game? Of course, I'll cover this real quick again. We did cover this back during the 1 million download topic, so you can click back to that if you want to hear our thoughts on the monetization. But we have to mention that while the player base numbers are really, really high, like 80 to 100 concurrent 1 week on Steam, which is not even counting mobile, which is an insane amount. Of course, the reviews on Steam are very negative. And just TLDR, we already covered it, but TLDR, yes, it's worse than the original game, so we do understand why people are mad, but it's still fine compared to other digital card games. That's not even us saying that. That's people from other digital card games coming in and telling us that to our face. So that's the TLDR. So yes, the negative feedback is warranted because it doesn't meet the expectations of the original game, but it's fine compared to other competitors on the market, and I feel like the reaction is a little overblown. It's certainly not the second worst game on the entire platform on Steam. That's just ridiculous.
And unfortunately, I don't think the 9,000 negative reviews it got on day one. I don't think they're going to go back and change them. No, unfortunately, people don't go back and change their reviews, even if the economy got amended in some way that would permanently and for the rest of the game make it obvious that the economy is fixed. They're not going to go back and they're not going to fix that day one scarring. So Shadowverse is going to have a long road ahead of it to get that review score from mostly negative to even mixed.
But then again, it's literally still got 80,000 concurrents on Steam. Like, it's kind of crazy.
Everyone that gave it a negative review didn't actually quit.
True and real.
Speaking of good, either that or the people that gave negative reviews just weren't going to keep playing anyway. It just is what it is.
Speaking of playing the game, I also want to ask you guys, what have you actually been playing in the game now that the game's
I'm going to be
launched?
honest with you for a second. I've been really silly and saved every single rupee I've gotten since launch. Okay. That's about 40,000 rupees, so I don't have any cards.
What?
At that point, that's a you problem, man.
Yeah, I know. I only have dragon, and I can probably craft sword. I just don't want to craft the golds. I want to unpack the golds.
If you're playing ramp, you need Burn Knight, dude. I would just open packs until you at least get enough vials or cards to make the Burn Knights you need.
I have enough files to craft Burn Knight. I've got like 10,500 rupees.
Well, then what the hell are you doing?
Exactly. I don't want to craft it. I mean, I get that I'm running Calamity Breath, and that's 5 AoE, and for 1 play point more, I can be doing 7. But I just don't want to craft Burn Knight.
That's crazy. I feel like this Tanko is right. This is a you problem.
Yeah. Although.
Well, then again, you're fully set up for next set, right? Because you got a bunch of rupees.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I got. So we've been in it for a little over a week now, 9 days. I've already got 80 packs in the bank. I'll be able to open a lot more than 80 on day one of the next one.
Is it because
keep that cadence?
Yes, I just wanted to ask you.
All of my vials.
Is it because there's no dragon chase in this first set?
Yes.
Yep, that's what I thought.
And I know Filene's in the next one. I know
that's true. You do know Filene's in the next one. He's so right. Yeah. When he's right, he's right.
Sure Filene's gonna be a leader.
And that's why I'm also I mean, it's not really why I'm saving my legendary packs, but I have all the dragon cards I need apart from Burn Knight. So why open legendary packs if I'm just gonna get some vials now?
Yeah, you're not even wrong, man. You're not even wrong.
I mean, the topic of being like skill issue on me for only playing dragon. I have a higher diamond percentage than both of you. So
hey, I'm playing literally everything. You can't blame me for that. You can roast Tanko for it though. He's playing Portal all day, but I'm playing everything.
No, dude, my diamond rank is like really good now.
35%. Yeah. Okay. Pettanko's 35.1% diamond with 149 Portal wins. So yeah, Pettanko's got double the wins I have and a pretty close diamond percentage. So yeah, I was definitely exaggerating.
All right. What about you, Tanko? What have you been playing? Like Portal, Rune?
I mean, obviously, I'm Portal Craft guy, so I'm peached that Portal Craft is pretty good. It's controversially very good in this set 1 format.
I think they gotta kill Orcus with hammers. I'm not gonna lie.
Nah, dude, like I'm not gonna defend. Like Orcus is really cracked. Orcus, a lot of games just kind of come down to whether or not you have the second Orcus or not. It's just that easy. It's just that simple.
Well,
but I have dabbled in
that's the case for every craft.
Yeah, I mean, more so for Orcus, obviously, than some of the other classes. Like, sometimes Soul just wins because they have the second Owlbear. It is what it is. Sometimes Spellboost just wins because they have the second Anon Greater Kurun. It is what it is. But I have been experimenting with other classes that aren't just Portal Craft. I did try Haven. I did try Stormhaven, and both Stormhaven and Control. And I think that's the part that kind of tanked my win rates a lot because I was experimenting quite a bit with Haven. It was my second most played class.
I will say we were straight up mistaken. Like we thought Abyss would be the bottom of the barrel, but Abyss actually has a weirdly good matchup against Artifact and Portal in general. So
you can just look at the in-game stats on what crafts are getting the most wins, and Haven is lagging behind.
I was just gonna say, Haven is like by far the worst class, but that doesn't mean they're bad. They're just the worst. Do you know what I mean? Like they're still playable, they can still do fun stuff, but they are clearly the worst class by a lot.
Haven, Stormhaven especially is actually pretty scary when it gets going, but like the draws are especially bad with Haven though.
Yeah.
Like, it gets really awkward. Like they have a lot of really scary combos that they could do, but there are so many games where I died just because I didn't get the what's her name? The legendary 5-cost AoE heal.
Salefa.
I literally just died because I don't draw into her to, catch up. And that's about it.
True and real.
But yesterday though, I finally got around to playing Spell Boost. Like I crafted Spell Boost day 2, but I just wasn't really vibing with it. I finally just decided at 2 a.m. randomly, I'll play a couple games of Spell Boost and then go to sleep when I get a loss. And an hour later, I was still winning with Spell Boost. And then the next morning, I had a lot of time while commuting during work. So I just kept playing, and I got 30 Spell Boost wins. 30 out of like 35 games total that I won in just one day. Spell Boost is so fucking free, dude. It's so it's unreasonably easy how it is. Yeah, it is to pilot compared to Artifacts.
Why the hell are Anne and Greya doing all that? Okay, go back to fucking school. Do your homework. Get the fuck out the battlefield. This shit's annoying.
Why are they Spell Boost support? I want to play pure Mysteria.
I'm completely a one trick on Dragon right now, and Haven is really risky because if they're able to set up those amulets that just get consistent heals every turn, then Storm doesn't do anything in the long run. And Rune is free if you are Ramp Dragon, if they cannot play a big Flame Destroyer turn before you start hitting them. Like
I feel like if you don't kill them before their Cocytus climb, it's also pretty hard though, to be fair.
Well, you're gonna kill them before the Cocytus climb.
That
has to happen on their 10 play point, and I mean I've been playing pretty pure storm ramp, and I've been killing pretty consistently before turn 10 for them. I've never had a Cocytus climb happen. I
need to formally apologize to every viewer out there right now that Steam installation noise happened because I was installing Uma Musume. Anyway, let's move on. So I've been playing every single class except for Rune because I don't have the legendaries for it. I have 3 Anne and Greyas, but I don't have 3 Kuons. I only have 1, and I think I only have 2 D climbs. So I've just literally played every class except Rune. And the reason why I'm not crafting those Kuons, even though I have the vials, is because I am going for the guaranteed spark on Legends Rise. And in all the promotional material and in the reveal stream, they say if you claim the fully animated legendary, you get 3 copies. So yeah. I'm hoping that's true because I haven't seen anyone test it. And if I get that 3 legendary Kuon, then I won't have to spend my vials. And then I can craft for the next set instead. So I'm going to hold out and continue not playing Spell Boost. But goddamn is it tempting because they are, frankly, it's criminal what they're doing on ladder. And I think they need to die. So that's what I'm saying.
Out of curiosity, Igni, how many vials do you have?
Right now, I think I have 16,000. Something like that, 12,000 maybe. I don't know. I don't remember.
You can easily craft them, but like it's a principle of the matter, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm only like 50 packs away from getting my full spark, so I'm gonna get it.
Speaking of full spark, dude, I'm gonna be stuck in this first set forever because me being Protocraft guy, I have to get both Orcus. The entire Orcus set, ideally, and also for the animated UD. So I'm going to be
really messed up. They did that and put 2 of the same craft in this set.
Yeah. Let me just quickly give some context. So if you open packs, you get pack points other than the daily free pack. And if you get 250, you get to open a lucky chest, which is random between an exchange ticket or fully animated. And then if you get 350, you get to choose which one you want. And then it's after the first one, it's 300. And after the first one for the lucky chest, it's 200. So subsequent ones are cheaper. But what is good is that they do tell you what's in the lucky chest. So you can choose whether you want to take the chest or you want to keep going, which I like. I do like that they reveal it. It's not random. I mean, it is random, but it's not like
everyone assumed that you'd just be clicking it blind.
Yeah. So it's amazing that they do that. That being said, Tanko, I hate you because I think you got Kuon full art in that chest.
No. Did you? No. I found a screenshot on Twitter of someone getting Kuon on.
That makes me so mad because that's the one I'm looking for.
Yeah. Like I didn't even realize that you could get fully animated from that random chest. So it's like that could have been Yudi. Oh,
yeah, that would have saved you so much time. Yeah, I got freaking Kerberos exchange ticket, bro. I don't want this. Like,
if I get to 250 pack points and I get offered any of the fully animated, I'm probably taking it. There's no point not, right? Because I don't care about any of the chases in this. I suppose Albert. Maybe a little, but like
it was like so unlucky that I got the Kerberos exchange ticket instead of any of the full animateds. If I got any of the full animateds, I would have instantly snapped it up. But like, damn, lost the freaking. It's not even a 50-50, I guess. Lost the. No, it is a 50-50 because there's 3 exchange. No, there's 4 exchange tickets.
There's 4. Yeah.
So it's less than a 50-50, but still, like, come on, man, that sucks.
Big Cerberus. I just pulled Cerberus leader. I'm pretty happy. She's not Orcus, but I finally got a exchange ticket after all these years at least.
I have not pulled a single exchange ticket in all of my packs.
I have a conspiracy theory that they're specifically not giving the exchange ticket. Well, I have now, but it's harder for us to pull it because it's as if the game knows that we're Shadowverse players. Like
we're gonna play anyway.
Yeah, we're gonna keep playing anyway. Like they analyzed our Shadowverse original account and understood that we are shills.
Do you think they have that minority report ass technology?
I think they might.
I don't know about that.
No, like I was getting so mad because I swear to God, like almost every Vanguard player I saw on my Twitter feed, almost everybody I know was putting exchange tickets within the first like 30 packs or so. Like so many people were getting leaders except for the actual normal Shadowverse players that I know.
There you go. I guess before we wrap up the main topic, I'll just say, what are you looking forward to? I mean, I know that Kalen's looking forward to the Phylene next set, I guess. And
I'm just worried they're going to do 2 dragon chases in the next pack.
My biggest worry is the amount of free stuff we're getting. And to be fair, we are getting a lot of launch events, which makes this first set not so bad. But is that going to keep up for this accelerated second set and the accelerated third set? That's my biggest concern. Right? And we'll have to see, I guess.
Yeah, I do still see plenty of players still struggling to fully complete their first deck, even to this day. So the fact that we already are going to have set 2, dude, we might get set 2 reveal starting as early as next week.
But I'm like,
something I'm gonna say is a little, I suppose, tip and trick. If you're really early on, if you're just starting now, while you are still in Weenie Hut Junior Emerald, and you have just basic decks and nothing to do, play every craft while you can and try and get 5 wins with every craft. You'll get a little tiny boost before the competition start destroying you. And I think those basic decks might be able to get 5 wins each at that low rank.
I was coaching Raren the other day, and he was fighting some like beginner emeralds, and they are bad. So you can win with literally anything. I'm pretty sure. So
when I play Shadowverse Park for like the one Shadowverse Park game for the Ruby event, I see an Emerald player, I queue up with my like auto built Abyss deck, and I still almost win anyway. Like I'm trying to be a paid actor, and
it's it's good. Like sometimes it's like funny to like do a hee hee ha ha at the people who are bad, but it's a good thing legitimately that there's like new players coming into and trying our game, right?
It's fantastic that there's new players and they have a space in Shadowverse Park where they can play without too much stress. It's nice. It's cute.
Yeah, it's good. And finally, I guess I want to also address, what do you want changed in this first set? I think Orcus and Anne and Greya should be shot in the head with a gun. And I think that, I don't know. I think Haven needs a little bit of a boost. Maybe.
What's her name? Is it Sylvia? The 6 play point portal gold? That thing's crazy.
Yeah, that card is really good.
That thing's in portal crazy.
Okay, I'm not going to be a hypocrite and I'm going to attack Dragon. What do you think needs to change in Dragon? Like, what's busted in that? Maybe Intimidate as a mechanic is a bit crazy, but that's just a matter of the card pool.
I think Dragon is one of the worst classes in the game. Like, I'm not even downplaying it. It's like legitimately, it's not that good. It's kind of sad. I think if you were going to nerf anything in Dragon, it would probably be, God, maybe make Forte 1 less defense. I don't know, but I don't know. I feel like Dragon's like legitimately bad. And that's not
seen
just
a lot
me
of
being
people
biased.
complaining about Genesis Dragon taking off 12 HP, but I mean, Sword can do that. Other crafts can do that even more effectively.
Dragon, you can't play anything alongside it. It literally gets owned by Bellringer Angel. So like,
whereas a Kuon or a Mecha Work Omega,
like, obviously this is going to sound biased coming from me as a Dragon main, but I legitimately think it's pretty bad. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't mean this. I'm not saying this to be mean, but I feel like whenever I fight against Dragon, I usually, if I lose, it's just because my draws were bad. Like, I feel like I'm just being unlucky.
Yeah.
No, it's legit. It's legit. Dragon's bad.
I need
Dragon's
the portal
like bad.
to draw bad.
Yeah. Dragon's like legit bad.
There's been plenty of memes on like Twitter and Reddit about Orcus taking the fire and the heat for Cerberus. If you've read Cerberus, you know it's crazy how much it can do.
Yeah, Cerberus is amazing.
Is insane. It's just that her card pool is very rough. Like,
I will say, like I said earlier, Abyss is way better than I thought it would be. Way better.
Abyss only has maybe 3 actual good cards. A lot of it just feels like scraps. But those 3 cards that they have, like Cerberus, are so insane that the moment Abyss has a better card pool, everybody's going to be complaining about Cerberus.
Abyss needs
also
Abyss good
probably
cards
has Abyss probably has the worst legendary in the game. Maybe one of the worst cards in the game in Gravy. Gravy does nothing.
What? I highly disagree.
No.
I highly disagree.
Gravy has a use. You know what's actually worth this? Amataz, Kagemitsu. They brick your account.
I was gonna say I highly disagree with you, Caitlin. I think Gravy is fantastic. You don't evolve him. You just use him as a board clear. You can clear, Forte. You can clear Stealth. You can clear anything.
It clears Ann and Greya really efficiently.
It clears Ann and Greya. It literally kills Ann and Greya, snipes it behind it snipes Ann and Greya behind the summoning. The problem, Legendary, is like Tanko said, Amataz, bait. I fell for that one. And the other one that is bait is Kagemitsu. I didn't fall for that one. That one was bad on its face. But there you go. All right. Well, I mean, there you go.
Anyway, I don't think there's going to be any balance updates because the first one is only going to be a 1 month.
Yeah, true and real.
I do think though that Anna and Greya is such a custom card. It's unreasonable how good they are. Because
like I said,
there's so many games where I feel like I just win because I had double Ann and Greya in a row and was able to spam out flame destroyers and that's it.
No, we legitimately need to kill them with a gun.
It might be a perspective from just me as a Dragon player, but I feel like the biggest difference in whether or not a card on the board lives is if it has 5 or 6 HP. If something has 6, it lives so much more often.
Yep. True and real. All right, well, that's the main topic. Wow, we spent half an hour just gushing, which is pretty cool. Let's move on to the viewer question of the day. Back before the game launch, I asked, what's the first thing you're going to do in Worlds Beyond? Loomis Story says, complete all the tutorials, open whatever packs I get, using the rupees and tickets naturally, and make 2 decks to be good at and lock in. Okay, that's pretty basic, but a lot of people seem to agree.
I have a suspicious feeling that Bro was not able to finish at least 2 decks. At least not on day 1, unfortunately.
Day 1, get the amount of rupees you get on day 1, especially if you do every practice match and even the story, you'll get 4 packs from doing the story. You're going to be able to make 1 deck.
For sure.
That second one, you're going to be short. I really think you're going to be a little bit short on crafting.
But dude, no lie. Maybe it was just because Raren got lucky. But he didn't spend a dime, and he got 2 Medusas, 1 Cerberus, and this is before doing his first fair missions. 2 Medusas, 1 Cerberus, and an Olivia, and I'm like, well, you're almost there. That's amazing.
I set out explicitly for Dragon and Sword first. I got Dragon first, got it done with the pre-built deck, really easy. But Sword, I'm so far away from still.
Well, also, remember, I do want to give context. You were saving every rupee you get.
Yeah. Those pre-built decks way more important for being able to build a actual deck than anything else in the game. I would say they are so important, and the fact we don't even have the option to buy with crystals the other pre-built decks is messed up, because I would buy all 6 of the other pre-built decks right now for crystals if I could. They represent so much value.
Yeah, it is what it is. Like, I think it's a bit silly that you only get one of them. Like, I don't know, but anyway. Also, a free T says, I'm hoping my wife Orcus is a set 1 leader. Well, good news for you.
Well, good and bad news for you. You're gonna have to get 3 tickets.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, actually, Orchis is my wife, actually, and I still don't have her. So
the only call out I'm going to do on Park that I think actually kind of sucks is the visages you get from the tickets and Dryzens are just 5 colors. You can't take like just the hair, just the cloak off them and use them for your actual character.
Yeah, they're like
you
kids.
have to go all in. Yeah. I really don't like that you have to go all in.
I agree with you, and I also but I do think it's cool that they each get their like custom emote, which is kind of neat.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, and now for next week's hopefully viewer question, unless there's another wedding that I don't know about yet coming up. How would you improve the monetization? I'd like to hear your suggestions. I made a video about this personally about how I would do it, but I would love to hear your thoughts. And do you even have a problem with the monetization? Let me know in the comments below. But other than that, that's it for the podcast. I think we're done here. Guys, we are on all the podcast platforms, Spotify, etc., Apple Podcasts. So if you're not subscribed and listening on those platforms already, please do. It really does help because if that doesn't get monetized soon, I might just not host them on there anymore and just host them on YouTube and not bother doing it on the other platforms. So, it is what it is. Other than that, rate us, etc. You can find Lord Kalen at Twitter and
on Twitter, and you will find my summon sign in lobby 20,000.
That's right. And you'll find Tanko at SuchPettanko on YouTube and Twitch. He's been streaming a lot as well, which is fantastic.
Dude, it's so weird seeing actual numbers. Like, I actually feel so. I feel guilty for not streaming more, honestly, because it's been so much fun, dude.
I feel that.
Oh my
and
God.
I feel that, and it's my cousin's fault for getting married. Like, what the hell?
True.
And you can find me at Ignideus on everything, and that's all there is to it. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time on another episode of Evolve Point. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.